For most people, buying a vehicle is going to be the second largest purchase that they ever make. And that's pretty scary sometimes. It's exciting to get a new vehicle, but at the same time, it's a huge financial investment. So if I was buying a vehicle at a car dealership, one of the first things I'd want to know is, how is the salesperson paid? Most car dealerships, and really any sales position in general, they're going to get paid commission. So there's an inherent conflict. The sales consultant's going to get paid and rewarded the more that I pay, but I'm looking to get the best deal possible, right? So how do I know that they're on my side? The reality is, they're not going to be. So the next thing I would do if I was negotiating a car deal is, before I even picked out a vehicle, I would want to find out exactly what my car is worth on trade. So let's talk about trade value. That's a big opportunity for dealerships to make money. It can be very confusing to customers. They're going to do everything they can do to make you think your car is worth way less than what you actually think it's worth, and less than what it actually is worth. For example, they're going to take you out to your car, and most likely they're going to do what's called the silent walkaround. They're going to walk around and slowly touch little scratches and nicks around. I mean, these can be minor little things that you never even noticed before, but all of a sudden you're going, oh, my car isn't as nice as I had thought it was. How do you work around that? Well, the first thing I would do is ask the sales consultant for the ACV sheet. Their eyes are going to go about this big, and they're going to get really, really nervous, because that is the source of truth for what the true value of the vehicle is, and most likely it's not going to match up with what they told you the car is worth. So my guess is that you're going to get a lot of resistance and maybe a lot of shuffling of papers behind the desk, because they won't be able to produce a document that matches up with the number that they actually gave you. So one of the tactics that I would use to make sure I'm getting the best deal possible is I would never go in to buy the vehicle on the day that I actually needed to own it, because I'd never know if I'm actually getting a really good deal or not unless the dealership reached out to me to try to sweeten the deal. If they don't follow up with me, then I know I probably got their lowest offer that they're going to give, and so I could always go back and get that. But most likely, if you leave, the next day you're going to get a call from the sales manager, the general sales manager, and asking how they can put the deal together, and that's when you really can make sure you're getting the best offer possible. The next thing I would do is make sure I work just directly with the sales consultant. The managers are trained to make you feel like you are winning in the negotiation, even though almost always the customer is losing. If you work with a sales consultant, they're not going to get paid unless you buy the vehicle, so they really want to sell a car, and they're probably not as good at negotiating as the manager is. So if you work with them, you're probably going to get a lower price than working with the manager. And sometimes you change your mind. You get home, you decide it doesn't fit in the garage right, or the kids don't like it as much as you thought they would, and that can be pretty stressful. So one of the things that I would always want to know from the dealership is, what's their return policy? It's kind of unheard of in the car business to have a return policy, but if you do, it gives you that extra peace of mind that if for some reason you decide it's just not the right vehicle for you, you have an opportunity to return it with no additional expense. Okay, so how can I tell you all these trade secrets? It's because at Apple Autos, we don't employ any of them. Our ownership decided a long time ago that buying a car is way too difficult and frustrating and complicated, and they thought, who wants to worry about haggling and negotiating, going back and forth, and really wondering if you're actually getting a good deal? That's why at Apple Autos, we just give you our best price right up front. We don't pay commission to our sales consultants, and we have a money-back guarantee on all of our vehicles.